On the front page of the Daily Monitor this morning, in Uganda, the big story this morning says government has no power on school fees. And this is, of course, according to lawyers. We know that there's been conversations about school fees and refusal. On some parts, there had been the learned friends, of course, say the proclamations by government officials, the educational institutions that increase school fees face sanction and nothing but shadow boxing, because the repercussions are not steeped in the law. And the details of that story is on page 4 and 5. Lots of parents have complained about the increment of school fees. Government is trying to step in to prevent this from happening. And now the lawyers have said the government has no power to do that. Police issue strict guidelines to schools, rules and regulations. The police, of course, have issued a raft of safety measures to be adhered to by parents and schools to guarantee learner safety as learning institutions reopen for the first term. And the details on page 5. If you're a parent or you're a student in Uganda, please look at page 5 of the Daily Monitor to see the guidelines. Now you can see a picture here. It says, Judges Conference, don't peg delivery of justice on money. Museveni tells judges, of course, update of what's happening in Kenya. You can see Raila Odinga, President Yoweri Museveni is on the right seated, Chief Justice Afonso Owini-Dolo on the left seated, of course, here. Okay, I had initially thought, on a closer look, I can see here, that's Uganda, not Kenya, I beg your pardon. And we can see judges. There are judges during the opening of the 24th Annual Judges Conference in Kampala yesterday. These are their photographs, and congratulations to them. We also have rainbows, the joy of success. NSSF probe kicks off today with workers whistleblower. ICC to slap more charges against rebel leader Kony. And let's see what they have here on the lizard. Will they parade the counter suit in the dock? ICC to slap more charges against Joseph Kony. That's all that we have this morning on the Daily Monitor in Uganda. Let's head to Kenya.
All right, in Kenya this morning, of course, more on what's going on in William Ruto's government. It says here, education private schools, however, appear to be more prepared. But the big story there says junior high confusion as grade 7 learners open. Preparedness. Yesterday's reporting day for grade 7 learners in the inaugural class of junior secondary school was marred by confusion nationwide, especially in public schools, many of which still lack teachers and textbooks and are already facing a congestion crisis. Also, Ruto, tax evaders sponsoring Raila's poll protest rallies. Okay, interesting. On reforms, away with new uniform, police tell Maraga team. And also, Assad family opposes move to close probe. Still on the Daily Nation this morning, KPA defends tender award to Joho family company. And also, Surgeon's diary writer bows out. Yusuf Dawood dies in London, aged 94. You can find out more about him and his passing on pages 2 and 3 of the Daily Nation this morning. That's all we have for you in Kenya.
All right, we're in Nigeria, so let's bring you back to Nigeria on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Buhari's Kano visit. Protesting youths barricade roads, stone helicopter. Nigerians don't appreciate what they have, says Buhari as protesters rampage. Foreign elements using Boko Haram to destabilize Nigeria, President insists. APC campaign council kicks as PDP blames Tinubu Ganduje for attacks. At the top, we have new Naira racketeering booms in Lagos, Abuja, Anambra. Of course, it certainly will boom. DSS arrests unauthorized dealers, POS operators hike charges. Return seized assets to me, Diezani tells federal government. 650 Naira petrol. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
650?
Yes. So there was a protest in Edo State yesterday, in many parts of the state, against, the increase in petrol pricing. Some petrol stations were also shut down by protesting youths. It happened in different locations in Ubo, in Ubowo, just scattered around the town. But yeah, I mean, how much more, are the Nigerian citizens expected to take? Yeah, that's the question. How much more are they going to take? How much? And it's probably even more painful, the silence from the people in power, the persons who should be responsible for, easing the stress of Nigerians. But This is, I would say, late October, November
You know, the funny
2022
thing, the sad
till
thing
now.
is you predicted this last year. You talked about how this thing was going to last into the new administration. And now here we are.
Yeah, and it's, yeah, absolutely. But once, there's no word, neither has the National Assembly itself, that has been so passionately fighting and trying to caution or control the CBN
Naira
governor.
notes. Yeah.
They haven't. So, and so it just tells you that the National Assembly members aren't necessarily passionate about easing the burden on Nigerians.
Oh, they have fuel. They're not queuing for
Exactly.
fuel. They have tankers
So
that are probably driving into their houses.
the things that bother members of the National Assembly aren't the things that bother Nigerians. You know, so they are not going to, you know, invite anyone or raise any summons or anything on the things that really Nigerians are complaining about. But how much longer? You know, how much longer are Nigerians going to be? I mean, we've been in petrol queues for months now. How much longer? What's going to be that breaking point? So, I mean, Edo State, yes, you know, it's part of their character.
I would
They will always be
never have
dramatic.
imagined that the day would come when we'll buy fuel for 650 naira. A few years ago, 65 naira led to a protest, Occupy Nigeria.
Yeah.
Young people moved to the streets, blocked the streets, and demanded a change. It was 65 naira at the time. Today, it's 10 times that price.
Yeah.
And we're just living and just going on with our affairs.
How much more? I mean, how much more pain is
How many
the question you
employers
ask?
have increased salaries of their employees? Of course, the cost of running business has increased as well for them. So people are now running at a loss.
Yeah.
If you were earning 50,000 before, right now what you're earning is approximately like 20,000. Because it's like, what are you using your money for? How much can your money really make for you? Let's not, anyway, we'll come back to all that conversation. 7 directors jostle for Accountant General's job. Panic as Lagos hoodlums invade school, chase pupils. And final story, federal government backs US visa ban on election riggers.